Well, hello YouTube, Mr. Gibson Guy here. Thank you for stopping by the channel. It's nice to have you here. Today I'm doing a continuation of my series of photographs taken with different brands of cameras. And this is, I went through my files and I came across these pictures that I had taken a while back with my Pentax MX. Pentax is kind of the least represented camera company in my collection of cameras and lenses. Not that they were bad cameras. I think they're very good cameras. The Pentax MX that we're looking at here is kind of one of a sad story. This camera was based on the Olympus OM-1. It was Pentax decided that they were going to make a compact camera that was more compact than the Olympus, and they managed to do it. I'll show you just for a second here. That's the OM-1, and if you can tell by looking, you can see it's just a little tiny bit bigger than the MX. The MX is actually wanted to be smaller and a couple of grams lighter. But the problem is, in taking their time to develop the camera, it came out about 4 years after the Olympus, and it was unfortunately kind of a outdated camera when it first appeared. So it ended up having a very short run and not many people looking for it, because like the OM-1, it was a all manual camera that used the battery only to run the light meter, but you could, all your shutter speeds and everything were available. Even it was the only Olympus with a mirror lockup, but Pentax managed to do all the details that Olympus did in a small package, a smaller package than the Olympus. But that came out when the Olympus OM-2 appeared, and it was no OM-2. So they kind of missed the mark on that. The same year Pentax came out with the MX, they came out with the ME, which was the compact kind of a budget camera with automatic exposure control on it, but not with mechanical control. So the ME was a very popular camera, and they ran that line like crazy. The MX came out at the same time, but did not last at all. But it's a shame, because it's a really great camera. Now, with this particular one, especially since we happen to be looking at pictures that we're going to see that were done with this camera, I noticed I took the lens off. I only have two Pentax lenses. I have this 50mm f1.4 that I got with the MX, and my other Pentax camera is an LX, and I have a 35mm f2 that I have on that one. This particular lens, I'll show you. You probably won't notice it until I mention it to you, but this particular lens happens to be a thorium lens. That's one of the elements, is a thorium element, which is radioactive. And some people, now you're probably starting to notice that the white background in the picture, if you look through the lens, it's a yellow background. That's because this thorium lens has had some degree of degradation to it. And it's actually, if you look at the lens itself, it's kind of got a brown tint to it. So our pictures are going to be a little bit different looking, because the color balance is all kind of messed up from the the coloration of the lens. Now, if I leave that lens out in the sunlight for about a week or something like that, the ultraviolet is supposed to take away the coloration in it. But I kind of like the coloration, the way it comes out, as we're going to see when I show you this. I'll just start from, okay, I'm going to be doing vertical format first of all, because I got the camera set up for that. Alright, here's a picture of the water tower, and I'll move these around a little bit. Alright, so there we go with the water tower. I'm getting a little bit of sunlight messing up here. Hold on. Alright, this will keep us in the light. I'm going to have to move with these because I'm losing my light already. Alright, so we're here. And let's see what else we got for this. Here's a view of the neighborhood. These are supposed to be kind of showing off that we have hills and different levels of elevation in the neighborhood here. But there's lots of oak trees and lots of moss, and even some heavy tension power lines on here. Let me move this a little bit. Alright, there we go. And this is a tree that a woodpecker was tearing up before it fell down. Alright, I'm using vertical format. Just have a few more of them. Alright, I noticed in one side of the picture kind of gets dark on some of these photographs. Some of them it doesn't. Most of them it doesn't. A few of them it does. And oh, we're got a couple more verticals here. Alright. This is kind of looking at a house built up on a hill. Shows you different elevations. Color's pretty nice, but it is a little bit otherworldly. The blue sky kind of has a little bit of a purplish tint to it. And then this is another one where one side got darkened. There. This is some sort of a funky palm tree that's growing in my yard. I have a couple of these. And that, okay, this is it for verticals here. All right, that's just a little weed flower growing there. Now I'm going to switch the format to horizontal landscape with, I'm going to have to redo these now. And line up the camera for this. All right, we can go with that. That's good. This is looking up the hill on the street. I take these by bicycling around the neighborhood. And you see there's none of that black tint on one side. Some of them it comes out on and some of them it doesn't. Well, I kind of like the coloration of this. It's a little bit otherworldly, like this one. Unusual color for house. And I noticed in the contrast, in the shadows, it gets real dark. And then this highlight parts are real light. But it doesn't know what to do in the middle, like with this green here. That's a driveway that I would want to park my boat trailer on. Whoa, gotta watch where I'm going. Oh, that's what happened. Here we go. Nothing like stubbing your toe in the morning, you know? Settle down, tripod. Stop falling. There. And last one of these. Get some more. All right. And this is it coming out? Yeah, it is. It is. Right down here, you see we've got some kind of a flare that appeared in the picture right there. Sun hit the lens. I kind of like when you get flare in the picture. You know, looking down the hill, down the street. There. Okay. I don't know if you can see this close up, but it's a gopher tortoise coming out of its hole under a fence. Not where you'd think a gopher tortoise would put its hole, but it did. And this is trees. You have to tell which direction is up. Looking up into the oaks. Oh, and I had some lawn flowers. Little tiny purple flowers. Color is pretty good on it. Like these colors are better on this one. There we go. That came out pretty nice. I hope that comes out in the video. Looking as pleasant as it is to me here. But this is coloring with thorium lens. Alright, these. Alright, a couple of these came out dark, but the rest of them came out good. Get that? Alright, in there. Yeah, you can see some of the high tension lines there. And more here. Sky has, it's kind of a funky looking blue there. Like the camera doesn't know what, or the film doesn't know what to do with the thorium lens. And it kind of freaks out on some of the blues like this. And then here's a couple, I think these were early pictures because this is where it's got the darkening over on the left-hand side there. You can see the sky is nice over here and then real dark over here. And it repeated that with the next one. Alright, I got a few more here. Yeah. I took some pictures of my Triumph motorcycle. Looks like this. I hope you can see the detail on it. The detail came out really nice on these. And a little bit closer. There's some flare up at the top there and at the bottom. That kind of appears in that same place on these pictures. Not too many of them. View from behind. The motorcycle was kind of dirty when I did these, but kind of came across looking really clean. Somehow I managed to take pictures and eliminate the dirt. I gotta get a better tripod than this. It doesn't do what you tell it to do. It has a mind of its own. Alright, now we have some those red and orange colors getting real bright there, showing some contrast in it. There. And then same problem we have here. Low angle of the sun starts to get cut off. And we start getting some shadows in the pictures. See there? Huh. And this one with some bright sun on it up close. And there's one more where the back wheel kind of gets into the shadow. And you can still kind of see the foreground there. Cut off the top of its handlebars. And then the picture of my house that doesn't seem like it's on a hill, but it looks like it's on a hill here. That's funny. I never noticed. I never saw a picture of my house from this angle, the corner of the lot, looking up at it. And that's that funny looking palm tree that you see that I saw in the earlier picture. But that's it. That's some pictures taken with a Thorium lens on the Pentax MX. And so the pictures have a little bit of a different look to them, but still I think it's very pleasant. I don't have any plans on trying to burn out the thorium brownness in the lens. I like the way that it comes across. My house is white. It looks a little bit beige or something maybe from the thorium lens, but I don't know. I think it still looks white, and I like the way that it covers the grass color and the bright sunlight on the palm tree. As you see, the grass is kind of in a shadow, but the little palm is it's got early morning sunlight shining on it, and we're shooting under early morning sunlight. So if you found this interesting, or you have a comment, or you have a Pentax MX or an ME and you want to leave us a note about it, please put that in the comments. Give this video a like if you've enjoyed the content of it, and I'll continue to bring some more. I think I have another one coming up with some Canon pictures that you haven't seen, taken with a Canon camera around here at the most picturesque time of year. Alright, so until the next time, this is Mr. Gibson Guy, and I'll see you later.